So these are the notes which I have prepared for studying for UPSC CSE. This is useful for mains as well as prelims. So let's go through the notes quickly. So these are the main points I included in these notes. First is like, Gandhiji became the president of International Congress only once, that is in 1924 in Belgaum session. Then in USA, no president is elected for a third time. They said so. India only one president elected for two times, and we all know that it is Rajendra Prasad. Then the power of Indian president. There were three amendments which restricted the powers of Indian president. And first is the 24th Amendment. The 24th Amendment. So the 24th Amendment, 1971. It was during Indira Gandhi's time. So it says like every amendment passed by the Parliament should be signed by the president. So whenever the Parliament passes an amendment, the president has to sign it. And B. Giri was the president that time. He just signed it. So it becomes and it's a law like. So the amendment is done. Then 42nd Amendment in 1976. So there was no again no president acts on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Ali Ahmed was the president. He signed it. So this was done during the period of Indira Gandhi. So it restricted the powers of president. So when Janata Party came to power, they made a little relaxation that the president can ask the cabinet to reconsider a decision. If the same decision again after reconsideration, then president has to sign it or approve it. This is done by the Janata Party. So these three amendments restricted the power of president. Then public interest litigation. First in 1979 by Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer and P.N. Bhagwati. Then the procedure of impeachment of president, how it is done. So that is one. Then Article 78 is very important. It says the Prime Minister should say the decisions of Council of Ministers to the President. And Dr. Radhakrishnan said like there were three prime ministers under him. Like Jawaharlal Nehru used to tell half of the things, and Patel told one by three, and Indira Gandhi one fourth of the things. Then comes the Indian Postal Bill. So no acting prime minister was selected when Indira Gandhi died. When Indira Gandhi was assassinated, no acting prime minister was selected, but Rajiv Gandhi was appointed the prime minister on the same day by the then president Sail Singh. So different ministers were asked to return to their respective states, except Narayanam by the president. They don't want to create a political ruckus that time. That is why this is done. So what is this Indian Postal Bill? So Indian Postal Bill is passed by Parliament during Rajiv Gandhi's time. Sail Singh lowers pocket veto in this case. So pocket veto means the president, is keeping it with him. He is not signing it. So what happens is this bill, Indian Postal Bill, is about tracking letters, fonts of commons, then reduction in freedom of press, etc. So Sail Singh was not having that much interest in signing it, so he kept it aside. So when the next president Venkatraman came, he also did not pass it. So he returned it back to the parliament, and the bill died. Chief Election Commissioner. Until T.N. Session, T.N. Session was appointed the Chief Election Commissioner in 1991. So until then, there were nobody knows like the Election Commission was having this much powers. So it was like Chief Election Commissioner can only be removed like judge of the Supreme Court. Therefore, to control Session, government decided to make Chief Election Commission into a three-member body. So what Session did, he gave the case in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court decided like all three members have equal powers. Only one is given the title of Chief Election Commissioner. Parliament resolution by 2 by 3rd majority in both houses is needed for removing Chief Election Commissioner. Other two can be removed easily. So when it comes to then Supreme Court judges, since 63 years, this was the time when I was studying, but this is more now, I think. So since independence, I think since long years, you can say, only two judges were tried for removal. So Ramasamy. So Ramasamy's impeachment, the more appropriate word is removal, we can use. This process started in the Lok Sabha. So Ramaswamy appointed Kapil Sibal as his judge for defending. So Jayalalitha supported Ramasamy. She asked the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi not to remove Ramasamy. So Rajiv told Congress members not to vote against Ramasamy. Therefore, he was not impeached. Then Soumitra Sen from West Bengal. This started in the Rajya Sabha. So he was a judge and he defended himself. And Rajya Sabha passed the bill by 2 by 3rd. Then he resigned before Lok Sabha could pass the bill. He gave his resignation to President and resigned. Constitutional amendment: if President accepts, then only resignation possible. Then Controller and Auditor General CAG. Vinod Rai became a headache to government, since he brought Spectrum, Commonwealth, coal, corruptions, etc. to light. So VK Shunro Commission was there, Commonwealth report, and he told CAG to be made a three-member body like Election Commission. But in Constitution it clearly says Chief Election Commission Election Commission, and CAG has only one individual. Usually, CAGs cannot hold any posts on government after retirement. The Supreme Court judges cannot practice in any court after retirement. High Court judge of Kerala then after retirement can become High Court judges of Tamil Nadu or other states, or Supreme Court judge. Some posts reserved for Supreme Court judges, example National Human Rights Commission (HRC) and HRC Act. Chairman should be a retired Chief Justice. Lebahan Commission of 1992 then gave a report in 2007. It was doing the inquiry into the Babri merger case. CAGs can be made governor. Tamil Nadu Governor T.N. Chaturvedi brought out Bofo's controversy. He was made governor of Tamil Nadu by the Janata Party. So Hindu Marriage Act passed during the Rajendra Prasad's time. Governor did not allow a member of ruling party to introduce the bill. Since the whole party wanted the credit, ministers usually introduced the bill. Pended an act of UC. Then Rajiv Gandhi's time, voting age from 21 to 18. Speaker has no right to vote because since he's an impartial person, he should be an impartial person. So he has only one vote, that is called a casting vote in case of a tie. Speaker can only take part in discussions. A nominal member can also become the Prime Minister. Then Attorney General, Center, political appointment is done. No fixed tenure, qualified to be a judge of Supreme Court. He is the Chief Officer of Government of India. He appears on behalf of Union Government in cases where Union Government is a member. AG can take private cases also provided it is not against the government. So he is the only official permitted to attend meetings and committees of both the houses of parliament. If a minister is not an expert in law, then AG will be appearing for him. He can speak but no right to vote. So AG is a constitutional body, while Assistant Attorney General or Solicitor General is not a constitutional body. So AG has the right of audience in all courts in the territory of India. He can be a member of any parliamentary committee. So Kapil Simbal introduced right to education. Then acting Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, acting Chief Justice, Deputy Chief Justice. Out of this, only acting Chief Justice is there in the Constitution. The rest are all non-constitutional terms. So first Deputy Prime Minister was Sardar Patel. In Indira Gandhi's time, it was Morarji Desai. Vajpayee's time, it was L.K. Advani. Cabinet Ministers. Cabinet meeting can only be attended by cabinet ministers, but an officer can also attend. In state, it is the chief secretary. Center, it is the cabinet secretary. Cabinet proceedings are secret. All other meetings have only one vote, but cabinet ministers have two: oath of office and oath of secrecy. If a minister is not qualified or disqualified and he attends the meeting, then fine of rupees 500 per day. Oath should be taken only in the name of God or just I solemnly believe, like that. Now in Kerala, there was a case against the minister. Both he took the name, he didn't follow the proper way. That's why. So if a person did not attend meeting for 60 days continuously without permission, then that is seat is declared vacant. Normally this does not happen. Indira Gandhi's amendment, election of president, prime minister, vice president, speaker cannot be questioned in a court. If dispute, commission will be appointed by parliament to hear it. But this was repealed by Janata Party when they came to power. Supreme Court can act against parliament if they act against the constitution. For no So that's it. Next section we will continue with regard to the fundamental rights.